Ladies and gentlemen, this is called Not Massachusetts. Try as a songwriter to hope to write a hit needs at least maybe a lifetime. Some people are famous with popular already. Writes a hit in 10 minutes. However, an unknown street corner singer in my senior years, if you know, a star may take a chance. Probably needs more music than just the ukulele. If I were in Hawaii, have a better chance. Maybe in Nashville, but Massachusetts, well, I need it with a prayer. Yeah, ukulele music day in Massachusetts. Well, I don't know. Hey, as I said, maybe in Hawaii, but I'm not in Hawaii. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called Criminals. Am I wrong? We give a prisoner a room to sleep, 3 meals a day, spend over maybe $70,000 a year, and have thousands of innocent victims, plus veterans homeless on our streets. We have vacant buildings and local hospitals, vacate schools that could be used to keep the homeless out of the cold. Yet we spend thousands of dollars giving criminals a place to sleep and 3 meals a day, if that's kosher. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Oh well, that's enough of that junk. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called Student. To go back to school today would be not able to do. With today's technology, would be a stupid student. I got no computer. I got no textbook, which I would need to look up today's lessons. Students would find the answer in minutes, would have to write it down. The answers, little kids, would have in an instant. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. However, folks, that if they didn't have a computer, and I had books to look up the answers or look up the things, I think I would probably be better off without today's technology. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is called Lazy. Wait till you hear this one, ladies and gentlemen. I remember when you had to use your muscles to steer. No power steering. Had to use your muscles to use a handle to open up your windows. No power windows. Had to use muscles to put on the brakes. No power brakes. Have to adjust the seats. No power seats. Even clean the windows, but I have to do it by hand. And no power clean windows. Now I have cars that drive themselves. Before, you had no seat belts, car insurance, or inspections. Today, everything relies, and you get all those recalls from the automobile manufacturers. My father said, make them right the first time, or not at all. Today, robots do almost everything. Yeah, folks, I mean, we had nothing back then. And, we get along fine. But today, everything is practically done for you. And, kids today really don't have to, they don't even have to use a leg to even push a scooter. They even have electrical scooters. You don't even have to use muscles to ride a bike. They even have electric bikes. Pretty soon, today when you go through an airport, they have a sidewalk that moves. You don't even have to walk on the sidewalk. It just carries you along. I don't know, folks. Okay, this is called Online Friends. As we walk through this land, always keep your head high. Try to reach the sky. Before you know it, things are happening. Heading down, we never know what's around the next corner. Be aware of your surroundings. Try to enjoy every moment of life. Today, the world is loaded with uncertainty. Today, people are hacking your accounts. People today are more sinister. People find people are not as friendly today. A lot of people try to be your friend just to rip you off. Be well aware of people who say, your friend online. Yeah, today, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to try to really keep your head high and, try to better yourself. But, you got to watch out for online, for friends. They say they're your friends. You get to talk to them online, and then, bam-o. Well, so you got to watch out for online folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as songwriters, we have to have a lot of luck. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen. We are just songwriters, write almost every day, hoping someone records what we write. Someone once in a while will write a song, hoping to meet Mr. or Mrs. or even Miss Who. Someone takes an interest in what we do. Sometimes it takes years to have good luck to be a successful songwriter. It's a miracle if you are lucky to have your work on the radio. Is usually the key. Online can be difficult. traveled road. Only thing I know, ladies and gentlemen, is what I do, the songs I write, and to perform them here on Channel 9. I'd say that's not bad for an unknown songwriter, corner, whatever you want to call me now. But 72 years, ladies and gentlemen, to get to where I am. But ladies and gentlemen, it was all worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is called Friends. Now, I asked a friend of mine if I could use my song on Channel 9, and she said yes. She gave me the okay. All right. Sandy is a friend. Sometimes they're with me when I'm on the corner. When she's there, the horns start blowing and videos are taking. I tell her it is because she's there with me. She continues to disagree. She is my good luck charm when I'm on the corner. I have friends who help me. I did the rest. But ladies and gentlemen, that's what friends are for. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know a lot of technology and smartphones and all that sort of stuff, but I am lucky. I do what I do, and that there are people who help me out, and I'm grateful for every one of them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. This one here is called Jennifer. Well, she probably forgot all about me and all that stuff. And, hey, it was a long time ago. I think this was back in the 60s. Yeah. Woof. Her name was Jennifer. She drove a 69 Mustang, dark blue, fastback. Our song was I Want to Make It With You by David Gates and Fred. My buddy Frank and I, Jennifer's girlfriend, we went to the Cape to stay overnight. When it started to get dark, Jennifer knocked on her friend's door. Didn't get an answer. Boy, was Jennifer mad. There were twin beds in our room. Well, probably know the story. She was in hers and I was in mine. I guess Frank had a good time. When we woke up, the drive home was very quiet. Next day, you can say it was very quiet. I drove a 1967 Chevy Gold with a black vinyl top. Why we broke up, I will never know. One thing for sure, she was very not happy when I picked her up early. I met her dad and she was mad. Yeah, guys, if you're ever going to pick up your girl on a date, which I haven't done, in a long time, it's better to show up a few minutes late than show up early. Man, I found that out. I think that was in the 60s. Oh, yeah, what a year. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is called Married Alex. Oh, wait till you hear this song, folks. Well, she worked at the lemonade stand, store next to Landry's drugstore. I think our song was I Think We're Alone Now by Tommy James and the Shondells. Well, I used to like the Shoop Shoop song. And it said, how can you tell if he loves you so? It's in his kiss. I guess mine weren't that great. She told me to go jump in a lake. Well, that was it, folks. She gave me a friendship ring. I thought I found the girl I was going to marry. Oh man, what a 60s generation that was. Everybody was in love back then. Oh, the 60s. I thought I found the girl I was going to marry. We met at a church dance. She wanted to meet me. I took her home. We dated for 6 months. Felt like a lifetime. Well, 6 months back then, folks, was like a lifetime. I still have our pictures from Sturbridge Village. When we broke up, it hurt something awful. Her name was Linda. She ended up marrying Alex. Went to her home for dinner. I didn't realize that her father was going to have the supper for sandwiches for when he went to work. Her mother kept asking me if I wanted more. Her mother was happy I liked her cooking. Boy, was Linda mad. Where did I meet her? Yes, it was a church dance. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not have good luck at church dances because if you remember it, maybe you didn't, but my first date was at a church dance. And the girl that I took out, she ended up going out with Dan. And, well, now that's the rest of the story. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now this is Doctor's Vote. I think the states, some of the states have a magazine, Top Doctors, in certain fields. Well, this is how that goes. Some states have a magazine, Top Docs. You think the patients voted for them, but they vote among themselves. My doctor was in there, however, messed me up with my meds. There was a pharmacist from CVS to know if a certain medication could take with the other one. Caused a lot of problems. Maybe the doc in that field thought they knew, but 2 doctors also gave me the wrong medicine. I think what they do, folks, is when a new doctor opens up a business, they vote them as the best doctor. Well, in the big... I always go off the field here. The president should be voted by popular vote, not a few states. Yeah, folks, yeah, they vote among themselves on who is the best in the field. Okay, this here is called Road Rage. Wow, here we go. Too many, oh, yeah, okay, where are we? Okay, too many clowns, okay, I'll go this way. Too many clowns on the road. Go through red lights, stop signs. Who do you think you slow, like who the clowns are? Someday they're gonna take your license away, or you're gonna kill someone. Why drive like you own the road with all your noisy mufflers? Especially motorcycle riders get into an accident, end up at the hospital. Stop signs and stop at red lights. Slow down. Only have one life. Road rage. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next one to get shot. Ladies and gentlemen, on 95, I forget exactly where it was. Some clown went down the road and shot a person driving. Maybe they took their parking spot at a neighborhood restaurant or whatever. But road rage out there, folks. Slow down, will you please? This is Ukulele Bill say, hey, have a little common sense, folks, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been with someone. When you've been with someone for a long time, you hope the day will never come when that certain person passes away. What will happen to you? Will you mourn at the gravesite every day, or try to start your life over again? Try find someone new, maybe start living again. You may be alone for a while, don't jump right in. Lots of people are lonely, looking for someone just like you. Try not to look at these date size in the computer. Ladies and gentlemen, this one here is called, this one's called Hot Hazy. Hot hazy weather, the kind of weather I need. Hot, hazy, humid helps me to breathe. Cannot stand an air conditioner. Florida I need. Hot, hazy weather helps me to breathe. People see me walking at 90 degrees with a light warm breeze. When younger air conditioners were not invented yet, I got used to being warm and has no problem breathing. Go into a restaurant with long sleeve tops. Drink hot drinks or room temperature. Hot, hazy weather, what I need. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this here is it's a short song. It's called CNA. When I take, we go down this way. When I take my shower in the mornings, my CNA is right there. Having vertigo is not fun. Take a shower every morning. On weekends, my wife is home. For a while, when my wife worked, had to wash up alone. and a sponge bath. Oh, man, I'll tell you, a lot of them, oof. You think I could get that water nice and hot? I couldn't. So it was mostly like a cold shower. All right, hey, listen, here we go, folks. This is only going to take me a minute. Okay, it's called Bow Down. Bow down to the wife. Marriage deep the knife. She can take you if you make her mad. And with kids, she'll take you to court. Bow down to the wife. Every day the knife goes deeper. I remodeled the basement, remodeled the bathroom. All she says, if people came into this house, it would have to be condemned. Looks like a rummage sale. Appreciates nothing. Husband lose again. Never should, but bow down to the wife. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good night, sleep tight, and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that every dream comes true. And though it's always sweet sorrow to part, you know you'll always remain in my heart. Good night, sleep tight, and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that every dream comes true. And so, and though, yeah, okay, till we meet again. Adios, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and remember what Lawrence Welk always said, keep a song in your heart, and let's be friends out there, huh? Slow down. Stop at the stop sign. Stop at the red lights. The heck with all this road rage, ladies and gentlemen. Ukulele Bill saying, take care. Bye-bye.